All right, good morning. This is Scott Hamlin, and I'm hosting our screencast for Coding Problem Set 3, the word game. It's going to be a pretty long cast. It's got basically 4 problems in one screencast, and I will annotate on the Word document where the beginning of each problem starts. And I've got my basically the skeleton of the file that was provided to us for the Hangman game. I've downloaded the large Word text file into the directory that I'm working on, so that we have it was nice code. It supplies the words for our game. I've started off by, there's our problem set 3, and basically gone through and the author and broke down what the requirements are for the Hangman game. It's got to be interactive, inform the user of how many letters and the word contains, 1 guess per round. I need to get feedback after each guess on accuracy and display updated partially guessed word. You're going to get total guesses allowed. You'll lose one only on a wrong guess. And I need to keep the user updated and only penalize them when they guess a wrong letter, not a duplicate letter, or they don't get a penalty on that. And I'll print messages to update the user on guess errors. And the game ends when you run out of guesses or you guess the word. So we'll go back and make sure we meet all that criteria, and if we've done that, we should have solved the problem. Problem 1 basically starts off, and I've got that on another screen that I'm going through, so I can. Problem is and it was good how it got set up, because if you do the problems in order, it's a lot easier. I think I tried to make the game without doing them in order, and that just made it harder. But I use Spider mostly, and that's a great way to write your programs. So to start with, we want to work on the module that is the word guessed, and also to make my code work, I need to import a couple of sets or basically systems into this so it'll work. Import system, and I'm going to be using this to exit the program. That's going to help me when I give the user a chance to quit. I can use an exit command to get out of the program and supply a message to them. Also, since it was suggested, and it really does work, you want to use the ASCII string. I need to import string, and this is used for string.ascii list of alphabet. Okay, and we'll do that in lowercase. Okay, so this is the helper code you guys gave us. Used random, and there's the file, and this is loading in, and basically loading in the word list, and then it's choosing a random word. And there's a lot of words, 59,000 or so, I think it is, and it'll load the word list in. And then here's the first one we have to define, which is the word guessed. And it's going to be supplied with a secret word, which is one of the variables, and also letters guessed so far. And then it's going to return a true or false Boolean back. So we want to make that work. So the way we'll start off is secret words being provided. So I want to, first I need to go through the secret word. So let's see, for each character in secret word, if character not in letter guessed. Okay, so we're going to check each character in secret word, and we're going to bounce it against the letters you've guessed so far, okay? Because basically we're just trying to figure out is if we've actually completed the whole word or not, okay? So we're gonna go through each one. So you go through the, you go through the first one, and if character, sorry, if character not in letters guessed, okay, we're going to return immediately a false. Okay, so we'll go through each one. As soon as we can't find that letter, we're going to return a false. So this this doesn't matter about if there's double letters or anything. You have 2 E's, it's no big deal because each one is going to be counted as found. So we'll return false. Now if we go through the whole thing and we end up never hitting a false, you're going to exit out of that for loop, and I change that indentation. You'll exit out of that for loop, and you'll return a true. Most of the time that you call this function, you're going to get a false. So only when you've actually got all the letters, you'll get the true, and that'll come back. And that's the end of problem 1. We have to find it. It's really simple. Okay, problem 2 is the function get guessed word. Okay, and there's 2 parameters here, against secret word and letters guessed. Letters guessed is a recurring theme, so that's basically that variable is holding all the letters we've guessed. That's very important in our program. Okay, so for this one, I'm going to go ahead and make an empty string, reveal secret word equals, and it's blank, basically nothing in it, okay? And then for each character in secret word, okay, I'm going to go through each character in the secret word, and if character in, sure, okay, if character is in letters guessed, I'm going to put that in to, okay, I'm going to take that character, I'm going to put it into reveal secret word. Now, basically what I'm doing here is I'm going in order in the secret word, okay? It's that way you want to make it in order, you take it from the first character on, and that way you'll start building it up, okay? Now, so if the character is in there, say the first one, you're going to get the character, and then I also, and I think, you know, thinking about this, I probably could have just put character plus a space, you know, but I didn't. That probably would have worked, but I'm adding a space after character, okay? Now, if you don't, if the character isn't, that first character in secret word is not in your letters guessed, then we have to do something else. We have to go ahead and account for that. And what we're going to do is add in reveal. We're going to give you a blank spot, and we'll put a space after it. This would go along with the hint that we got, and also readability. If you put just if you have a bunch of misses in a row, you're just going to get a bunch of underlines together, and you won't see the actual difference between how many letters you're missing. It won't be easy for the reader. So we put the space after that, and we're good. And then when you are done, you want to return what you have in revealed secret word. And this should contain all the blanks, the underlines, and all the actual letters guessed in their proper location. And that's a simple little function, and it works well. So that's problem 2. Okay, problem 3, and like I said, this is very good. You went through each one, and it really helps you do the program easier. Next one is get available letters. Okay, so here, this is where we want to be able to take our grand list of letters and keep paring it down so that we can let the user know what letters they have available. Okay, so get available letters. So I'm gonna, you get supplied to this the letters guessed, which makes sense. So we're somewhere in here, we're gonna have the whole alphabet and we're gonna be using letters guessed against it. So I'm going to make a variable available letters. This is problem 3, equals, and I'm going to use the set command. And, you know, I don't know, there's probably other ways you could do this, but I used this and it worked. And because using discrete mathematics, I said, well, this is, we want the, basically the intersection removed. So let's use sets in this. So available letters is going to be the string, the set of all the alphabetical letters in string ASCII, and they're all in lowercase. Okay, so that's what available letters now. That's the whole alphabet in lowercase. Now I want to remove letters. I probably didn't. Maybe there's another way. I also want to make that a set, and I'm going to take letters guessed. Okay, and I'm going to change that into a set and assign it to removed letters. You know, letters guessed itself is still a list, but now I've made remove letters a set off of that list. Now I want to go available letters. I want to reassign it to available letters minus remove letters. So now you've got the whole alphabet minus whatever you've the letters you've guessed. Okay, so and available letters is actually a set, but now I want to go ahead and make available letters back into a list because we're returning a string. Let's see, so we got available letters equals a list of available letters. Okay, maybe there's a more efficient way to do this. Now I also don't want to take any chances that you're not going to get an alphabetical list of this. So available letters dot sort. Okay, so we just sorted that list, and that might be why I needed to make it a list for the sort command. And then I want to return a string because that's what we said this function did, and we're going to return available letters as a string. And that's really important because when you try to print out a list, you're going to get brackets, you're going to get those commas. I want a string so I can work with that better. Okay, so that is problem 3, and that takes us right into the problem 4, the actual game itself. And it goes, and this is almost like my criteria up above, and basically it defines the function. Hangman, you're supplied a secret word, and so you'll get a secret word supplied to Hangman. Okay, when you call it. So, to start this one, okay, a couple of things I needed. I want to, and this is the start of problem 4. Okay, I want play equals true, and I'm going to be using this to in a while loop. Letters guessed, which we use extensively. This is going to be an empty list, okay? And that's what the brackets do. Now, I want to set guesses to initial value of 8, because that's our parameter in the game, okay? And for debugging purposes, I inserted this code, print secret word. Okay, so when you're debugging it, you could actually see the secret word and work with that to make sure it was working. Now I'm just going to, I'm going to leave it uncommented right now. Okay, and then I'm going to put comment for debugging, because when I turn this in, I'm going to comment that over, because I don't want to print out the secret word when I know it's working correctly. But at least you know you can come in here, you can take the comment off of it, and when you're testing it, you can see it right away. Okay, so this is the start of our loop, our while play. Play is true, so we're going to start, and we'll go. We want to print. I'm going to start off our user so they know what they're doing. We are playing Hangman. Secret word. Secret word contains. All right, and we're just going to do a comma. That'll give us an automatic space, and we just want the length of secret word. All right, and then I want letters. So, and that should be good. And let's see if this works for readability. Okay, that should work for readability. Okay, so you can see everything. I made the screen a little extra big today so that hopefully you can see it better. Okay, so that's how we'll start off the game. And next, I want to make answer, and it's going to equal. Now we get to use input, which I haven't used before, and then we're going to choose a letter to guess you have. Okay, string. We have to guess this is an integer, so we have to change that into a string. You have string guesses plus space guesses left, and then here I want to give them a way to, let's make this readable. Okay. We get errors, we'll fix it afterward. Okay, I want to put this exclamation mark in here so that as the user, can get out of this anytime you want. Okay, this will be a recurring statement on the screen. So for some reason, especially if you're debugging and you don't like what you're seeing, you can get out of this quickly. So, all right, so we've put that in there. Okay, that looks all right, right? And now we're going to go answer equals answer, and I want the very first position of whatever you typed, and I want to make sure it's in lowercase. The reason we are asking just for the first position, and we're not assuming that you put in the right answer. Maybe you hit 2 keys by accident, maybe you hit 3. I just want the first answer. So if you go ahead and put A5, I'm only going to take the A. All right? So even if you type in a sentence, first letter you put in is what I'm going to take. So that kind of alleviates some errors. You know, if you accidentally fudge and hit an extra key. There's nothing in there that boots you out and saying, well, you hit too many letters. I'm just looking for the first one. I'm immediately going to put in lowercase, and I should be good with answer. Now we're going to check answer. If answer, okay, if that equals exclamation mark, then we're going to do something. Okay, we're going to use, this is where I did that import earlier, exit. Okay, and you're also going to get a little message in there, but the main thing, and it comes out in red portion of this, which really is nice, player quits, game over. Okay, I just want a message to show that you exited the system and why we're out of it. Now, if you didn't do that, now we can get into the meat of our program, else. Okay, if answer in letters guessed. Okay, now we're going to look. Now, letters guessed, when you first start, it's empty. So the whole purpose of this if statement is to see if you've guessed a letter you already have. Now, you did guess a letter you already had. We're going to give you a response. Let's see. You've already guessed that letter. Try again. Okay. Sorry, the exclamation points, just the way I am. And then if it's not in there, okay, well that's good. Now we can really get going. If answer is in, let's see. Else, letters guessed, and we're going to go ahead and add what you chose. We're going to put it in there. Now, if you put it, now the way I've got this written, even if you put a number, you know, I'm going to say you guessed the wrong letter. So this does not have a debug against you putting a number. Now, if you put a number in twice, it will say, hey, you've already guessed that. But if you're put in a number, I'm going to count that as a guess, okay? So that hasn't really come in, but you could take me off for that because I haven't guarded against a number. Okay, so that's going to go in there into letters guessed. Now, if answer, now we're going right into another if statement. So we're in there. We know we have a good answer, and we've added it into our letters guessed. If answer in secret word, now here's what we're going to find out if you're right or not. And if it is in secret word, then we're going to print. So, and also, since we've before this we've checked to see if you did a duplicate, you know, it also is going to protect us from coming in here. Well, you picked an E before it was in there. You picked E again, and me giving you credit for it. Well, no, we've already checked to make a duplicate, so we automatically know that whatever we're checking for here is a unique guess. If answer is a secret word, we're going to print correct. You guessed one of the letters. Okay. Now we do this before we ever check to see if you have correctly got it all together. Okay, now you've got one of the letters. Now it makes sense to go and see, hey, is this the final letter you need? Did you get the whole thing right? So if, now we're going to call our function if word guessed, and we're going to supply it with our secret word, which never changes, and then we're going to supply it with letters guessed. Okay, now obviously for the first guess, you know what's going to come back, but later on as you're going on, we're supplying with all the letters guessed, and we can go back in our function, we can see you've got it all right. Now we're going to go now and see, what is this function doing? It's supplying back a Boolean, true or false. So if I get back, when I run the function is word guessed, if it comes back true, we're going to continue in this if statement. So it came back true, you're going to go print, congratulations, you win. Okay, hey, great. Your secret word was, and comma, and we're going to go ahead and hit a return for readability, was, and then come and secret word. Okay, and there we go. So this way, this also helps debugging. You know, I can see that, hey, that was the secret word, and that the guesses were all correct in there, and it helps along. And now, after that, now we want to go, and now that you've guessed it, we want to make play false, because we don't want to keep going through this loop, okay? And then I'm going to put break, and play as false, and I'm breaking, because I'm just breaking out of this if loop, okay? But I'm not going to break all the way out of the while, so that's why I need to make play as false. Now now what if now I want to look at, now your word guessed gives a false. What am I going to do? Well, at that point, I have an else, and what I want to do is guess list equals get guessed word secret word letters guessed. Okay, what I'm doing now is I want to get this guest list. I want to get you know, how many letters you've guessed correct. out of letters guessed compared to secret word, and that's what guessed word is going to do. So that's guessed list. Well, how many words you've got, how many letters, and then I'm going to let you know. I'm going to go print. These are the correct, because you don't need to see this if you got it all correct already. These are the correct guesses so far. All right, and then after that, I want it to skip a line because it's going to be a list, and I don't want this right after. This is the correct guesses so far. Okay, we've got that. And then let's give you a little bit more room here. And we're going to print this thing out. So for I in range, we'll do the length of guess list, because I don't know how long it is. Okay, and this is how you print it out nicely so that it looks like a nice printed list instead of necessarily like a set. Print guess list, and for every I, so that's as it's going through that range, and then end. This is going to put, this will give it the end portion of it when it comes through. Okay, and then after we're done with that for loop, I want to print, and I want to skip a couple lines. All right, that's with the /n, and then these are the letters remaining. Okay, and these are all the letters. You haven't skipped another line, and do a comma, get, and we're going to run the function available letters, and then we're going to supply it with the variable letters guessed. Okay, so that'll take us back up to our function that uses the sets. I'm going to take the full set of the alphabet and minus letters guessed, and then it's going to return get available letters, and it's going to print those out. Okay, oops, and then we're done with that if loop. But now I got to come back. All right, and we're lined up with if answer and secret word. That's what we've done. That's our whole if loop. If the answer is in secret word, but now we've got to go and handle. And this almost looks like a great place for like Java would use in a case. I did not look up how you could do that in Python, and I don't remember covering it yet, but you can do this all with if statements. So we're going to do an else. You didn't get the answer in secret word. So, well, we already know. We're going to decrement your guesses. So minus equal 1 to your guesses. And then if guess, now we're going to check how many guesses do you have left. If guesses is down to 0, okay, because if you're at 8, you'd be down to 7. If you were down to 1 correct guess left, when you finally get done, and you minus the 1, you don't have any more correct guesses. So you were given 8. So if you get to 0, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go and say print, game over, no more guesses. Let them know why it's over. Sorry. And then set play equals false. So that true false does come into effect really well for this. Now, if you do have more guesses, we're going to go bring this up some more. You can see it all right. Print wrong. Okay. Try again. Wrong. Try again. Okay. And what we want to do now is we're going to give them some feedback, right? They need to know how many guesses. Guess list, get guess, guessed. Word, secret word, letters, guessed. Okay, so this is the guesses you've got right. Okay, and this is almost like the same code we've done before. These are the correct guesses so far you know, and you could probably, you could probably implement this text into the function, possibly, but it does start to, you may need to use that function differently, and then you have to adjust it for that. So I haven't done that. Okay, and then so we're going to get that same range and guest list. Thank goodness I can type quickly, or I would just cut and paste it. But you tend to make mistakes too sometimes when you just cut and paste. I'm also typing. So okay, so we're going to print guest list. This is all code we did before. And equals that. Right, we're good there. And then print to skip a line, skip a line. Now these are the letters remaining. Okay, skip a line, then comma. Okay. Okay. And then get available letters. And then we're going to go and run that function. Same thing we did before. Okay, so but just now you're getting it on when you got it wrong. Okay, so now this is the hard part here. Okay, now if guess is equal to, okay, now we're out of there. Okay, so now you're out of the while loop. Okay, you've done everything while you're in the while loop. So when we have the while is play equals false, we're coming out of the while loop, and I've got to get us, make sure we're lined up. That's the only tough part about how many spaces from the edge. Got 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's get us over here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that should be lined up with the while loop. Okay, it'll tell us. So now we're out of the while loop, and we want to find out from the user. So we don't kick them right out. You want to play again? Maybe they had a good time. This is you win or lose. This is where you're going to end up. Okay, you're going to put a yes, or you're going to put a no. Okay. Okay, and then you'll put your answer in there. Well, we'll just give that a little more space. And I don't see any highlights. The answer is wrong on this. Okay, so you're going to give your answer, your input to that. Okay, and then we're going to go if answer does not equal, let's see, it's not equal yes, and you know what? And also if, I should put this, if answer lower, you know, that's what, and in my original code, I didn't have that. So we're going to see if that works, right? If answer lower does not equal yes, that way if they put a capital or a lowercase, it won't make a difference. Okay, we're going to tell them nicely, you know, thanks for playing. Come again. All right, so that gets us out, and then else, okay, they do want to play. Now this worked. I'm not sure if I need to do a different way, but this worked just fine. And this is just like how our program starts. So this basically is a loop to keep you playing the program as long as you don't put no. Okay. So if, okay, lower, and Hangman, and then we're going to just go right back into Hangman with our secret word. Okay, so we come in here. If you answered other than yes, okay, anything else, you don't just have to put no. You can put anything other than yes. You're going to get print. Thanks for playing. Come again, and the program will terminate. That's it. Okay, that's the last part of this code because you're out. Okay, this is part of the definition of Hangman. So when it comes out of here, this is what it executed. Okay, and then boom, there's nothing else to execute, and it's done. But if you do want to play again, we're going to start all over as if we were here and get us going again. Okay, so basically, where it tells you to uncomment, there's the two uncommented right there. Now let's see if it works. There's a good chance it won't work on this, and we can do a little bit of debugging together. Okay, so I believe I've got everything in there. Let's go Shift Enter. Okay, there we go. Choose a letter to guess. You have 8 guesses left. Okay, and then this I'm debugging. I've actually printed the word is out, driveways. So let's go with a letter that doesn't work, B. Okay, and let's see. There's our B. Wrong. Try again. These are the correct guesses so far. And there's our letter. Let's make sure we got the right amount. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we said our secret word contains 9 letters. Okay, these are the letters remaining. They're all printed out. We are playing Hangman. Your secret word contains 9 letters. Choose a letter to guess. You have 7 guesses so far. We decremented the guesses down. Let's look at our requirements real quick here. Okay, interactive. We are interactive. Inform the user of how many letters the word contains. We did. 1 guess per round. Yes. Feedback after each guess on the accuracy and displayed updated partially guessed word. So far, so good. 8 total guesses. We're going to test that. Updated to user as game progresses. Lose guesses only on wrong letter choices and not duplicate letters. We're going to test that. And print message to user on guess errors. And we have done that. Okay, so we're going to come back down. Let's put B in again, see what happens. Okay. All right, it says, and here's where we put the B in. You've already guessed that letter. Try again. We are playing Hangman, 9 letters, still 7 guesses. Hey, that's good, all right? So when we know that our word is driveways, let's put an A in there. A, okay. Let's see. A is what we put in. Correct, you guessed one of the letters. These are the correct guesses so far. I put A in driveway. Great. We're okay. We've got 7 guesses left. So quickly, there's D that filled that and that. R that filled in that. Let's put a number in. Like I told you, put a number in. Hey, you put an 8 wrong. Try again. But if I try to put 8 in again, okay. And look, if I try to put 8 in again, it'll say you've already guessed that letter. Try again, and I still have 6 guesses. Now see. It's important. It doesn't show you what you've guessed. You don't care what you've guessed. You just want to know what you haven't. So those numbers don't really mean anything except you lose a guess. So we'll go I, hey, that's in there. We'll go B, that's in there. E, that's in there. And it's driveway. So W, that's in there. Y, and then if you guess it right, S, driveways. Quick guess, you guessed one of the letters. And now I say, congratulations, you win. Your secret word is driveways. Okay, and you've been given the option to play again. We're going to put yes, okay, and there's our next one. And let's just quickly see what happens if you use all your guesses. 1, no, that's wrong. 2 is wrong. I'm just putting in numbers, so you can't possibly guess it right then. 4, did I push the same number? 5 letters, 4 guesses left. 3 guesses left, 6 guesses, and there's 2 guesses left. Okay, 1 guess, I put the same. Okay, 1 guess left. Okay, last one. Okay, 5 letters, choose a letter. Oh, guessed 8, game over, no more guesses. Okay, so that seems to work. Play again, I'm gonna put yes. Now I'm gonna just show what happens when you try to quit. You put the exclamation mark in. There you get, that's what you get. Exception is incurred, which is typical when you use the exit, but it goes system exit, player quits, game over. Okay. I don't know if this is a big problem here. but you're out of the program. So that's what I wanted to have. Okay, so I believe we've hit all our requirements in this, and that concludes my webcast. Thank you for your time.